one of those are $1 billion?
Yeah, they're about $1 billion each.
Third Phase Moon, Blake Cousins with Dr. Stephen Greer in Washington, D.C. National Press Club just wrapped. But we're just talking moments ago in regards to, interestingly enough, what was going on at the same time of the
Yes.
National Press Club. Go on and explain what your theory is on this. It's quite interesting.
Well, from what I'm hearing from both media people and insiders, is that there was a drop of this Las Vegas alien in the backyard.
They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us.
All right, what we just heard is part of a 911 call from a family in Nevada saying they saw creatures walking around their backyard. This happening last Thursday. Now, most may think it's just a prank call, but moments before and not far from the family's home, a flash of light in the sky captured on police officers' body camera.
It had happened over a month earlier that came out that week. David Grutch, who told me he was going to come out at the end of June, came out right before, which pulled a lot of that over in that direction. Now he's talking about, alien invasions and, murdering, UFOs murdering humans and all that stuff, which is of course completely not true. Although everything else he said was. And then you had the Trump indictment.
A turning point in U.S. history. Former President Donald Trump departing the courthouse as a federal criminal defendant.
And all of that happening, that seemed to be timed too conveniently. So, and what I've heard from some of the major media people is that we can't cover this because we're doing this, right? Now, this is the sort of thing that people who can pull those levers. And remember what Bill Colby said back in the 70s when he said, I'm paraphrasing, but we have the quote, you have it from the presentations. The CIA, quote, owns anyone of significance in the media. Owns. So at a certain level of media, there is this kind of corruption. I will say something. This RICO action that we're heading up civilian, if that can be further proven, then we would be able to roll up these corrupt media entities into the RICO. They would be liable as co-conspirators in criminal activities. But by the way, so with the tech platforms, what do I mean? So someone who is an influencer, had 500,000 followers, was trying to stream the National Press Club event. TikTok put up a warning, took the whole broadcast down, and said, this is misinformation, and blocked it. Now, I've heard that's happened on a number of people's channels because they were trying to crunch down the truth about this coming out, particularly these unconstitutional governmental programs that are involved in atrocities and war crimes. So interestingly, you then have to ask the question, what's the culpability and liability under RICO of these tech platforms? Who is ordering them to do that, and under what algorithm? Is there corruption? Are there inducements? Have they been paid to do it? I think all of this is subject to our investigation.
It's interesting because, Elon Musk, after he bought Twitter, he found out that the FBI was, talking to Twitter in regards to paying. This is concerning. And now the UFO topic on these major tech platforms have kind of suppressed kind of the everyday word of UFO, and the only thing that comes up is CNN and Fox. There's nothing else that is in the searchable algorithm, and it seems so controlled. Why is UFO such a, suppressed thing? It's before that it was wide open.
Look, let's call it the most powerful people in the world. To quote from the letter from the head of the Arlington Institute when he was setting up my meeting with the CIA director, will do everything in their power to stop what we're doing, quote unquote. It's in the letter, read it. And so I say, yes, of course, that's the case. This is the biggest secret in the history of the world, and certainly of a very powerful industrial and financial interest. So this information coming out is completely a game changer, because all of a sudden, what happens if every person in the world have 0 point free energy that we talk about in the lost century, and how to reclaim it? Well, all the oil, petrodollar, banking, etc., has to get changed over. And it means that the whole planet would be liberated, the environment would be pristine, poverty would vanish in a generation, certainly well within my children's lifetimes. But you would have people who are sitting on hundreds of trillions of dollars in capital assets and commodities that would all go away. So this is, when you start talking about that kind of money and power that goes with it, that's where you get corruption. This is the whole point of a racketeer influence corrupt organization pursuit, because it is a corrupt organization.
So we're here at the Jefferson Memorial.
Yeah.
I hear it's your favorite spot here in Washington.
It is.
Yeah, give me a little bit of history behind it.
Well, I mean, obviously Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence. You can see we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Up there, there's a statue of him. My farm in Virginia is about 20 minutes from Monticello, his house. And it's just he was a great visionary. And by the way, he explicitly warned about the unchecked power of corporations in a democratic republic. He wasn't anti-capitalist. He was talking about this great amount of power that could be centralized, like in the British trading companies, that could then corrupt the government. Well, that's where we are. It's absolutely where we are.
You know, again, a lot of stuff going on in D.C., but I think it's exciting what just happened this week. The whistleblowers came forward and some of their statements. You know, the world heard it for the first time, and we'll be discussing that.
Shocking.
It's scary at the same time.
It is shocking. Now remember, all you guys who saw that, those 5 folks, or half of 1% of the people I've debriefed them that are in the Defense or the Disclosure Project intelligence archives that I've handed off. And one of the points I made is the U.S. government, House, Senate, Pentagon, White House, they have all of that information. So we can say to them with a straight face, you have everything you need to get to the bottom of this. Now we, the people, insist you do so, since we're sitting here in the shadow of his statue, Thomas Jefferson's statue.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think it's the most significant person in American history.
So once again, wild week over here, DC, and it's a pleasure meeting up with you and going over the breaking news of the week. And you know, tell me real quick. I know everybody's asking. It's kind of silly, but it could be something real. What's going on in Las Vegas?
Well, I don't know yet. You know, I just say it's suspicious that it happened before May 1st, didn't come out to the week of this event. So I don't assume anything until we can deal with actionable intelligence, interview the police. Now, I've been told by my intelligence guys here, those police actually have vanished. They may have not been actual police. They could have been operatives with masking as police. I don't know. So what happened there could have been something or nothing. I don't know. Mm-hmm. And it's just strange that it would have happened so long before, and then they flipped it over into something that became breaking news, just as we're trying to expose these criminal elements and the things they're doing, including slave trade, right?
Well, Dr. Stephen Greer, appreciate it, man. What a week. Yeah. Everybody, that's what's crazy. And things are going down. If you've captured anything, don't forget, send it to us. If you're a whistleblower, reach out to Dr. Stephen Greer.
Please do, quickly.
Yep. The time is now.
What we really need are the ones who have very specific knowledge firsthand of some of these really criminal activities of drug running, human trafficking, wet works, assassinations, etc. And those people I have, but they don't want to come forward yet. If there's someone willing to come forward now that we've broken the ice with this, please contact me at our website.